Didn't see you there. I was just sipping some Earl Grey tea. I see you've come back to another chat with your greasy, overgrown internet grandpa. I finally thought of a fun adult story to tell you with a moral, like always. I used to work at a dispensary where we sold products of a somewhat illicit nature, if you know what I mean. And it was not even close to as fun as you might think it would be. It was corporate bullshit, it was nonsense, it was uniforms, it was everything that you would dream it should be. It was the opposite of all of those things. Not only was it just any other retail sales job, but don't get me wrong, it was cool at first. When it very first became a thing, it was pretty cool. But then uniforms were introduced, and we all had to wear name tags, and then we had to wear lanyards with advertisements on them. And to top that cake, I got put on probation. That's a different story. Even with all of that, there were still good days at, I almost said the name of the company, which is definitely not something I should do. But there were good days. At first, we were allowed to take home incentives, flowers and herbs, promotional products, things of the nature. I even met my wonderful girlfriend there, and she didn't ask me to say that. The coolest day was when I was able to help a particular gentleman pick out his flower. I was going about my business like any other day, and I looked up and I surveyed the floor, and I went back down and I did a double take, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I summoned all the courage within me and walked over, and I said, "Are you who I think you are?" And he laughed and said, "Yeah," in the deepest of voices. "Do you guys know this gentleman?" He was already being helped by a newer hire, so as a manager, I just stepped back and observed. But it quickly became apparent that they were not doing the best job, and even more apparent that they had no idea who he was. I kind of rudely pushed them out of the way, and "Mr. Bourdain, allow me to help you out here." And he was unbelievably polite. He was super inquisitive. He asked all kinds of questions, which normally is really annoying. But for this man, I would have answered any question in the whole wide world. He and his entire entourage eventually settled on some vape pen cartridges, and they asked all kinds of questions about it. They were very interested, and they each purchased their legal limit, which ended up being a lot. I don't want to say a dollar amount or anything, but it was a lot. I'm pretty sure it was all we had in the store. After I rang them all up, he was about to go out the door, and I wanted a picture so bad, but I was too scared. There was a young lady that I worked with who was not scared and very excited, and she went up and she asked him for a picture. Luckily, I was asked to take the picture, and he put his arm around her, she put his arm around him, and I went to take the picture, but I was so nervous I couldn't get a clear shot. And he laughed at me, and he said, "Something wrong?" "Nope, nothing wrong here." And I took a deep breath and I tried again, and I thought I got a good one. You know who you are if you're watching this video. I will always be so sorry that your picture with him was blurry, unrecognizable, and unusable. She was not scared at all and took my picture with him, and I look horrible in it, but I will always have that picture. And I will always remember the day that I got to meet Anthony Bourdain. It was amazing. It was super cool. He shook all our hands. He said thank you. We said thank you. And he was off into the night. The story, unfortunately, takes a somber note because it was very shortly after I met him that he did pass away. And that was difficult, I think, for a lot of people. And me included. He was one of my heroes. He still is one of my heroes. And I got to meet him and sell him herbs. So the moral of today's story is to check on your friends. No matter how good you think they're doing, check on your friends. Tell your friends and loved ones that you love them. And appreciate every day, because tomorrow's not promised. There is a second moral to the story. I think we all know. 420 blaze it. I'm sorry there's no fire this week. My computer has some sort of disease. But not to worry, I've got a new one coming, and hopefully my video quality will increase sixfold. But if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm still trying to get 100 subscribers for that custom URL. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.